Well, how y'all doing today? Hope y'all having a blessed day. I want to talk to you a little bit about iodine. Iodine salt. Now, I come from a long line of midwives, with my roots being in West Virginia and Indiana. And my grandmother used to go out and dig up wild ginger and get herself some alcohol, which was the only time alcohol was allowed in the house was for medicinal purposes. And her sons would go out in the woods and rob the beehives, and she would make herself an elixir, a cough syrup. 2 or 3 tablespoons of that. When a cold was coming on, you'd sleep for hours, but when you woke up, you were good to go. Now, I've had modern day medical professionals roll their eyes at me, but there's a lot to be said about the old fashioned remedies. Okay, so iodine was added to salt in the 80s to help combat thyroid disease and goiter, but it aids to many functions in your body. It is an essential nutrient that your body does not reproduce on its own. Much like vitamin C, it has to be renewed every day. It is not recommended that you put salt on an open wound directly, because of the structure of it can tear at that wound and irritate it that much more, but rather to dilute it. Now, you can use isopropyl alcohol or hydrogen peroxide. Now, hydrogen peroxide is a bleach, and it always done what we call boil the dirt out of there, but it still had to be rinsed off. But it's not recommended that you use either on a wound that's already healing, because it tends to dry it out, and it inhibits the healing of that wound. Now, iodized salt diluted kills many bacteria, inhibits the growth of them. So it's recommended that you mix it with water to cleanse a wound, and to continue to cleanse that wound with that mixture as it's healing. It was added to salt in the 80s, much like vitamin D was added to milk. If you look at a gallon of milk, it'll say vitamin D added. Now, children were coming down with rickets, and they needed a way to mass dose people, the children. So they added it to milk, because they found that vitamin D stopped the spread of rickets. So iodine was added to salt, much like vitamin D was to milk. It's an essential nutrient, and it's been known for years for its cleansing and antimicrobial properties. And every prepper bag should have at least 2 of these. I mean, you can get them for 50 cents or under. Just make sure they're iodized. Your medical bag needs a couple of these. Well, don't take my word for it. Research it for yourself. Well, thank y'all for stopping in. And if you can, if you will, if you want to, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I love to hear your comments. Thank you, and y'all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.